Whether it's power station, factory or stadium, covering installation or maintenance, Spec, the specialist power contractor to industry.
Welcome to Rugby. Another year, Jonesy. It's a new season, pre-season time, and we went to support a fantastic cause over at York, the state of Origin. I like what they did there. Very good. And some massive players turned up to support. Robbie Paul, Lee Radford, and Moz in his Leeds kit. He just sleeps in it, doesn't he?
It certainly was. Happy New Year to everybody. And I hope you enjoyed the first show of 2017. It was a great trip over to York, and it was to celebrate a bit of a stalwart, a legend over there who'd passed away. A referee. He's one of those guys that we all find in our amateur clubs. And without them, they just couldn't exist. So we love going over and celebrating their lives and what they've given to Rugby League, and I thought it was a fantastic turnout. A bit of fun as well with camera. There's just me and Simo over there. Everybody was busy over at Christmas period. But we've got Robbie Paul running around a bit like the BBC.
Like BBC, like this, like a little raptor. It was brilliant. So enjoy part one from the Origin. Big respect to all York people who brave the cold. 1,300 people rocked up, more than a York Knights game, to be honest, and it was fantastic. And
I said on the night as well, in Rugby League, everybody's got great ideas. The real challenge is to get everybody to buy into that idea, and wow, did they buy into it at York at this event. It was outstanding.
Check this out.
Moz, you've come down today to support the day. It's you came from Eccles Club, didn't you? What did the grassroots of the game give to you as a player?
Oh, well, it was tremendous. If it weren't for Eccles Rugby League, I wouldn't have the career I had in the pro game. I'm delighted I'm part of the York Acorns side because, you know, I used to watch, my older brother played for Eccles, and I used to watch him against York Acorn, and there was a player, one of my boyhood heroes, a guy called Mick McTeague.
Mick McTeague,
yeah, he's a great name, great player, tough lad. He was my hero at Salford, and he actually used to play for York Acorn when he retired from Salford, so he was an older guy. I still see him now and again and have a bit of a chat with him, so I'm pleased I'm involved with the York Acorn side. Should be a great game.
Mate, the Origin concepts, you know it really well because you played in Australia for so long. Is it something that we need over here? Because you've got, obviously, York, whoa, nearly got took out by a ball. York can't get 400 or 500 fans at the moment, York City Knights. There's going to be easily that, if not more people here, for this state of Origin between two amateur teams.
Well, I think there's something in it. If you look at the amateur game, you know, if you look at when Lee East play, Lee Miners, for example, there's a big crowds, so they can get a few thousand there, which the pro game could look at it. I know they've tried it.
Did you play in it? Did you play in the Yorks Lancashire?
No, and that's one of my biggest regrets as a pro. I was in Australia at the time, but growing up, it was the be-all and end-all to play for Lancashire. I'm sure it was the same, you know, coming from Yorkshire. So when they made it into the you know, War of the Roses, I missed out. So I think they had it for 2 or 3 years, and I missed out on all the time. So that's one of my big regrets. But it needs looking at. You know, there is a big tradition there. So they tried the exiles. Didn't quite.
Gary Everton said to me, right, it won't work because there's no such thing as Lancashire anymore. He said Lancastrians gave up Lancashire and allowed it to become Greater Manchester, and it's their fault. There's no such thing.
Yeah, Cheshire and Merseyside. Yep. You know, that's where Saints are. So they could have East v West, but it doesn't need looking at because
you've just got no pride, have you, Lancastrians? Zero pride, mate. It's all about Yorkshire.
Yeah, but they need something. You know, when they used to play them games, it was like a trial for Great Britain or England as it is now. So they need something, you know, to get a bit of reinvigorate, you know, representative rugby league.
Mate, Rep Rugby League's massive at all junior levels. I was speaking to Charlie Bray the week, and Charlie was saying how good the Lancashire, Yorkshire and Cumbria series is. Surely we can get something like that going. Someone like yourself, would you like to coach Lancashire?
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to, you know, bring it back as an entity. But yeah. We did have a round robin. We beat Yorkshire, by the way, and we beat.
Come on, mate! Come on!
We beat Cumbria as well, but it was great. All the games are really intense. You could see how much it meant to the opposition and it meant to ourselves. So if we could emulate that in the pro game, but it'd be tough to do, particularly with Cumbria. You know, they've not got a great many players playing in the Super League, so that'd be a difficult one. But you know, if you do eat,
Kylie Moore won't have that.
If you, well,
Sean Lund won't have that.
Well, they'll be on their own, won't they? But if you do East v West, you could incorporate the Cumbrians with the West. You know, if anyone from down south or up north, they could have the East. But I don't know, might be worth looking at.
I'll tell you what, right? The Grassroots game has come together off its own back with no support whatsoever and put on an event that has got, I reckon, easily 1,000 people around here stood.
And people are still coming through. And just goes to show what a great game Rugby League is. And the amateur game, we must not forget. And we've got some legends here: Adrian, Robbie, yourself, Jamie Jones,
Not
Peter.
Me,
You've got Ben, Spen Allison. Legends of the game coming out to support a great man.
We've seen the Wests, York Acorn, Moz, he's all fired up. We've got Robbie Paul, and I thought I'd get a bit of coaching because I've seen you on the BBC, on the pitch, interviewing players, so I want you to come and show me now. We'll go talk to a few players. Do you want to take the mic?
Well, to be honest, you just failed because you've got to keep your head on a swivel. As you can imagine, people are looking, people are coming at you from 100 different directions, and they basically run a millimetre behind you, and you have no idea that they were there. When you're doing it on the BBC, you got to keep moving. You got to be dynamic, and exactly as I was on the field, I have to do. Because to be honest, I'm not built to take those sort of shocks anymore with the size of these guys running over top of you.
Let's walk over. Let's speak to a couple of them. Show me how to do it. We've got a lad here, good-looking lad. Go on.
Okay, we want to make you famous. So, what's your name, lad?
Callum Worthington.
Callum, how are you looking forward to this game today?
Can't wait for it.
What do you think is your guys' best attributes? Why do you think you're going to beat the West boys today?
I wouldn't like to put a. I hope we win, but I don't want to say a score.
Don't want to put a score
Don't want to put a score on it, no.
We've got Bobby and Kirby here from New Year's.
Hey boys, so you guys pumped for today?
Yeah, should be a good do.
So again, I was just asking Callum before, what's good about you guys today? Why are you going to get one over on the West boys this afternoon?
Talking aggression.
More together than them. Yeah. They're from wrong side of the river as well, so got it all sorted.
Funny water.
It's going to get a bit tasty today, boys.
Hopefully, if I get on.
You win.
Yeah, should be a good do today.
Moz did a little bit of a talk with their players. He said the first scrum, he said just get up and start swinging.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we were supposed to have somebody in our changing room, but it didn't turn up, so don't know what happened to him.
Hey, I was here. I was being looked after. I'm coming in now. Cheers, boys. No, we've got to interview you. When you're lining up the ball, what are you focusing on? No win today. Good day for kicking.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Aim for behind 6, about 10 minutes behind. That's off that little hut. That's about it.
When you do kick it, do you swing it out or swing it in?
I have no idea. It's built ball. Hope for the best.
Head down, bum up.
Yeah, more or less.
Thank you very much. Good luck today.
Last but not least, we've got George, the coach. Rob. I'm learning a lot here. Robbie's showing us how to come round.
The best thing that happened today with George and Jamie, they were stood there having a conversation about how they kept their beards intact. They said, "Well, if you use some sort of oil, you can keep it straight." Well, I got to admit, it's a little bit of beard envy. I can't grow a beard. When I start growing hair on my face doesn't look hairy; it just looks dirty. George, what about today? A lot of nothing but pride to play for, eh?
Yeah, in York, big bragging rights. This is massive. You know, some of the lads don't like each other. Well, they do. They're all mates, but you know, everyone's on about who's the best team. I think we're the underdogs, to be honest. It'll be a good 15 minutes at first half. I think it'll be quite messy to start off with. You know, a few lads been brought together, a lot of testosterone flying about, but yeah, it'll be quite fun.
Right, we'll let you Robbie get in the change room. Rob, the crowds are coming down. Are you impressed with the amount of people? Because I'm telling you now, there's more people here than there were at the York City Knights game when we went there.
Well, you know what it's like in games like this. Everyone turns up in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
There's 10 minutes before kick-off. Probably with as many people as we see here, you're probably going to put another third to another 50% on top. And it's absolutely brilliant coming out and supporting local rugby. This is the lifeblood of this sport. This is what keeps our professional game pumping. Without the amateur game, we don't have a professional game.
Whether it's power station, factory or stadium, covering installation or maintenance, Spec, the specialist power contractor to industry. Whether it's power station, factory or stadium, covering installation or maintenance, Spec, the specialist power contractor to industry.
Welcome back to part 2 here on Rugby AM. One of the biggest, the shining light for me, Jonesy, this season is the brand new Toronto Wolfpack. New concept, new team, the first ever transatlantic professional sports team, beating the NFL to it right here in Rugby League.
I think Eric Perez is a real inspiration. I've known him a fair few years now. I remember when he first come to England, banding the Rugby League hat from Canada, and you sort of thought, good on you, mate, I hope it goes well, but very best of luck. And now he's got himself a Rugby League team backed by some real big backers. We'll just leave it there. And I can't wait this year to see how they progress and fulfil some of their goals.
Mate, David Argyle's put the money up. He's a champion bloke, and we followed the story all the way through as the team produced the Last Tackle TV show, touring around 6 cities in America, finding all these American footballers, athletes, sprinters who just failed to make the grade, giving them an opportunity to come and play Rugby League. The final 17 got flown over to the UK to play a game against Brighouse in the cold, old school winter Rugby League. Imagine that coming from Jamaica. And we followed that journey, went to the game and saw how these guys got on in the trial, because a few of them from this game were going to earn a professional contract. Let's see how they got on. Year, coming into the game, a brand new franchise all the way from Canada, and we're here now at Brighouse for a very, very special day. Explain what's happening today.
Well, we've done a 5-city open trial tour, Toronto down to Philadelphia, Tampa, across to Kingston, Jamaica, then finishing in Vancouver, Alex. The hundreds of athletes that tried out, these are the 18 we've selected. So they're playing today for a contract with the Toronto Wolfpack. So it's a very big day for these lads. There's a lot of pressure on it, you know, and
it's life-changing.
It is.
It is.
It is, without doubt.
Professional athletes, these lads have been different athletes in different sports. You've got American footballers, you've got sprinters, and they've come to Rugby League to give it a go. And today could be the start of the rest of their life.
Dead right. You know, for us as the coaching staff, like Paul, Brian and Finney, and me and Jeff, who's been putting this together, they're all winners. Do you know what I mean? Because they've made it here. Yeah. You know, they're playing in this game. So, you know, there's going to be some tough decisions to make, but for me, they're all winners.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan told us about a couple of lads who trained with Leeds Rhinos a couple of years ago down in Jacksonville. He told me to watch out for those boys. I'm really excited to see how they get on. What's the standard been like in training?
Great. You know, I mean, they've come together as a team brilliant. You think they've played together all their lives. Yeah. You know, the atmosphere in camp's been brilliant, so, you know, it can only help in the performance today on the pitch. So the standard's been great.
Mate, you've got a great setup down at Brighouse. It's a really professional, outstanding facility. Are you looking forward to the new season, because you've made some great acquisitions? The squad is unbelievable for League One, and these guys are just going to add to that.
Without doubt, it's exciting times, isn't it, for us? You know what I mean? North America as well. You know, like you say, the facilities down here are fantastic. The Wolfpack players that are already signed have made these lads feel really at home, and you know they've and these lads have been brilliant with them as well. You know, there's just fitted in like an hand in a glove, really. So exciting times, like you say, Alex. Can't wait to get going.
Do you feel like we've actually unearthed from Jamaica, from Canada, or from America, we've unearthed a future Super League player from these trials?
Without a doubt. I think we've unearthed a few.
Fantastic.
So today we'll just put the icing on the cake, you know, and we'll make the decisions later.
It's all going to be really exciting, for not just for the Toronto Wolfpack, but obviously as we move into the 2021 and 2025 World Cups, because the World Cup's going to America and Canada as well. This is all start of the process with you guys at Toronto. It's a massive time for Rugby League in the Northern Hemisphere.
Without doubt, you know, and it's always something for us to look forward to, yeah. You know, and by that time we'll hopefully be winning it.
pre-game. It's the biggest game of these guys' lives. Got Terence Smash Williams. Now, Jonesy told me to look out for you. He said, you're top lad, you train really hard when you train with Leeds Rhinos. So 2 years ago, since then, I suppose it was just a dream, and now the Wolfpack could be making it a reality for you today.
Yeah, it's unreal, a very unreal experience, you know. I've been here since Saturday, and every single day it was just, you know, it's a dream come true almost.
I think rugby league, the best thing about the sport for me is it's the people you meet, it's the journeys you take, and you've met 18 guys who've got to this stage, and like Adam Fogarty said, you're all winners. You'll know these guys for the rest of your life. You've made some great friends from I suppose all over America, Jamaica and Canada.
Yeah, these guys, at first it was originally 200 guys that tried out, and then it got cut down to 18. The 18 you see in this room is it. Like, these guys are my brothers. You know, we've spent a week with each other, and we live with each other, we eat with each other, we work out with each other, train with each other. So, you know, we just have that tight bond. And whenever the cameras are off, you know, we're hanging out, watching movies, playing video games. So, you know, and we grow close to each other, and like you said, we'll have that bond for years to come.
Mate, and hopefully you could be staying on. You've met the other guys.
Yep.
The boss man just walked in the change room now.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
There he is, mate.
the big man Rolls. We're gonna have a chat with Rolls in a second. Mate, best of luck today. The main man, Paul Rowley. You've been all over the shop. We spoke to Foggy. It's come down to this 3 minutes till warm up. Are you excited, mate, to see how these boys play? You've been with them all week. Have they impressed you?
Of course they have. As human beings, probably more than players. They're good lads, you know. So they reap the rewards. You know, they've worked hard and they relax because you know you can relax when you know you've prepared well. They've prepared well, so they're very focused. They're here to enjoy themselves. They're here to do some serious business and earn a contract if possible. So I'm excited for them.
How many contracts are up for grabs?
As many as whoever kicks the door down gets contracts.
Is that right? So there could be as much money as 18 potentially.
Well, no, there's no limitations. Yeah. We've got a plan for everybody.
That's absolutely outstanding. And of the guys who've come over, have you got anyone in particular we need to be looking out for?
Oh yeah, we've got a few. We've got you've got young Ty Elkins on the edge, Joe Whitener, back row. There's a few. Sterling Wynn, fullback. There's too many to mention, and we've got to have an open mind with it as well, you know, because obviously we've learned a little bit about them in training, who can absorb information and different attributes, but it all gets told on the pitch.
One thing we know about rugby league is that it's a lot of working class lads who've come through, and sometimes the behaviour ain't the best by professional rugby league players. We know that. We've all had those players at clubs and we've seen them. With these guys here, have you noticed a difference in culture because of their backgrounds and because of maybe their upbringing in America and Canada? It's a different mentality, American sport. You've got to achieve your good grades before you can play sport. Have you noticed a difference in culture, behaviourally wise?
The difference is, you missed Jamaica off there as well. The difference is, they're not, there's no bad behaviour, there's a respect of one another. Because they're a group of new lads have come together first time. They respect one another, respect everybody they come across. And there's a few attributes here. One is desperation, because this is the difference between putting bread on the table and not for some of these guys. They want to make a life-changing moment, and that has got in a contract. So there's a desperation, but there's a humility amongst them all as well. So they're just fantastic human beings. The respect level and commitment from the boys is, I think I've told you before, it's unparalleled.
Right, we're going to see how these guys get on now. It's time for the warm-up, and we'll see you on the game.
Nothing
Whether it's power station, factory or stadium, covering installation or maintenance, Spec, the specialist power contractor to industry. Whether it's power station, factory or stadium, covering installation or maintenance, Spec, the specialist power contractor to industry.
Welcome back to part 3 on Rugby AM. We spoke then to Adam Fogarty, to Paul Rowley and Brian Noble, a great leadership team. The Toronto Wolfpack won the first game, just coming back, pipping Brighouse Rangers in a really tough game. Jonesy, you missed out on the day, but you're excited for the story.
I am really excited. One of the lads I met over in Florida when we went on pre-season training camp there the last couple of years was Terrence Smash Williams, and I know he came over for a little bit of a trial. And certainly the American footballers, there's a big crossover physically, the physical nature of the game, how you smashing into each other. There's a big crossover.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you what you thought of the American footballer lads in terms of the skills. Can they play rugby league?
Well, Terrence didn't do enough. He just missed out. But the other lad who was training with Leeds, Joe Eckner, he got in. So he was offered a professional contract, as was Chad Bain, the lad who got man of the match on the day, and a young 17-year-old called Quinn, who scored a fantastic try and he kicked goals. A Jamaican fella as well. He got, I can't remember his name now, he also got in. So it's great to have a homegrown Ontarian in the a lad from Vancouver, an American, and then a Jamaican, all made the grade and all were playing professional rugby. As far as the qualities and can they play the game, it was like a team of second rows, props, centres and wingers.
No halfbacks.
No halfbacks. And that highlighted to me the real importance and the real skill factor of growing up with the ball in hand. People like Andy Gregory, Danny Maguire, who've got that guile. It's a unique skill that not only everyone can get, and I think that's why, hopefully, in my opinion, we need to go back, England, as a nation, to that old school, off the cuff, and look at people like, why didn't Rob Burrow play more games for England and Great Britain? He's the proverbial halfback genius.
We'll probably need to play nines in some smaller sided games. The problem is when you try and introduce smaller sided games to the amateur level, a lot of people don't like it because a lot of parents like to see the 9 foot tall kid who's only 8 years old, who's got a tash and a big beard, steaming over the top of everybody. But actually, if we can get more ball in hands, play a little bit, even more tag rugby, and get the kids thinking about, hang on a minute, I need to square somebody up, find the gap, manipulate a defensive line. That's where rugby league needs to improve. Otherwise, we're just going to be boom, 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 and we'll always struggle to take them Aussies on.
A fantastic 28-26 win for the Wolfpack. The boys came back, dug in, and really put the effort in. They're getting a tunnel right now from the Brighouse team. Great day for rugby league, and it shows just how far these boys have come. A fantastic second half comeback. We're going to talk to a few of them now and see if they're ready to get a contract with this professional team. What a fantastic experience. We got Antonio Baker all the way from Kingston, Jamaica.
Yeah, all the way from Kingston.
Mate, what do you do for a job over there? What is your normal day today?
Well, my job's like, I'm a correctional officer. I work in a juvenile institution. I'm also a 4th-year counseling student. Yeah, so it's pretty packed. I work full-time, go to school full-time, and play rugby. Chad Bain, who for me was my man of the match today. I think there's been a few lads who were probably tipped up before, and I think Nobby said and a few other guys said they were really impressed with your effort and your determination. Are you proud of your performance today?
I'm proud of everybody's performance, to be honest with you. I'm glad we stuck it out and won that game. It's a team game, right? Regardless if there's contracts on the line, we went out there as a team. That's what mattered to me.
We've got Ty Elkins. A lot was talked about you before the game. A few people mentioned you as a one to watch. Were you proud of your performance?
I was. Every time I got the ball, I gained a lot of positive yards. My footwork was on point, so much so that the second half, coach decided he wanted to move me to center because he wanted me to get more touches. I broke my finger somewhere in there and was just kind of like, screw it, the game's on the line. And coach asked me, what do you want to do? I said, I want the ball. I want the ball. So he found ways to give me the ball, and I just kept going forward. And there toward the end, coach, he was coaching from sideline the whole time. He told me to switch with the wing because he knew they were going to kick. And well, before that, they threw a pass, and I picked it off and offloaded, and we scored. That put us up 2. And then they came back, and being somewhat new to the league, I didn't know what they were going to try. Because in Union, you don't want to kick away the ball. The coach was like, they're going to kick, just drop back. And I just listened, and they kicked it right to me. took the ball up, secured it. Referee blew the whistle. We won the game.
They're all singing in the background. What a fantastic experience for you. Are you hoping to get a contract now and making a career in rugby league in the UK?
Yeah, why not? But you know, I got some things at home. So the main thing we're here is just to try and build a sport, because it isn't as big as it is in the UK. Rugby league isn't as big in Jamaica. So 4 of us are here, and good thing one of us got to try today. So that's a try for the whole country, man, the whole Caribbean.
Mate, you got the win as a team. What an outstanding effort. What do you think? What do you think of your own personal performance? Do you think you gave it enough to win this contract?
I gave it my all. I left it on the field. I have no regrets. I made a couple mistakes. We all do in a game, but I think I left it on the field. I put my body on the line. I think I got Shiner coming here in a bit, but yeah.
Mate, what's your sporting background?
I played in high school. I played football in high school, ran track, and then I went on to play in arena and semi-pro, and then I started playing rugby.
You get love for the game?
Yeah. It's completely pretty much white football out. There's just nothing else like it. Like, you know, in football, offense and defense, you know, you don't get to go against your opposite, really. You know, you don't get to see if you're better than that guy in your position. And in rugby, you do. If I line up in front of you and I feel like the game's on the line and you're going to beat me, I'm going to beat you, you don't get that in football. Because in football, somebody else takes your place when it gets hard. You know what I'm saying? You make a big run and you're tired, somebody else comes on for you. In rugby, you got to man up. You got to man up and play ball. Ain't nobody coming to pull you off. Ain't nobody giving you a water break because you made a big run. You put your big boy pants on and you play ball.
Mate, I don't know if you know, but the Jamaican national coach, Glenn Morrison, has been here watching you as well. He's really excited watching you guys and how you've pulled up.
Yeah, it's good. As I said, this gives us an experience. This makes them know that, hey, Jamaicans are here. Some of the speakers on the team were Jamaicans. So, hey, Usain Bolt, we coming at you.
Now, rugby league is obviously it's unforgiving, and coming from the hard track, the warm weather in America, to come to the middle of Brighouse on a boggy field, it must have been a real culture shock for you.
It was. I'm pretty elusive. On this definitely was an equalizer, because there was no stepping and taking off. You know, you make a step and you got to fight the mud to get your foot back out. The weather, this was actually one of the nicer days since we've been here. We've been here a week, and this is the warmest it's been the whole time.
And it's freezing.
There's no rain though. The rain held off. It was definitely an adjustment. The first couple of days we got here, you know, it's a 5-hour time difference and 8-hour time difference for some of the guys, and the jet lag. And the first couple of days we were literally up almost 24 hours at a time because of getting up to fly here. You know, we lost a day coming this way, and we'll gain a day going back. So it was definitely tough to get acclimated to this. But as I was telling Coach, you know, once you cross that white line and that whistle blows, you have to turn all that off. None of that matters anymore. It's my guys against your guys, my pack against your team, and we saw who was better.
Mate, how old are you?
24.
24, so you're still a young guy. Yeah. 10 years probably still playing as a prop. What would it mean to you to come to the UK, to get this deal? What does it mean to you personally?
It would be huge. First of all, I'm from Ontario, right? So I'm only about 2 hours from Toronto, and that would be big for me. I have a lot of sport there. I lived here for about a year and a half, about a half an hour away in Bradford. So everywhere I go, I'll have some support. So I think it would be huge for me.
And what would it mean to you? How would it change your life if you were to get a professional contract playing for Toronto Wolfpack?
Man, it would completely change my life. I play rugby because I love it. I do. I really do. I also play because it gives you opportunities like this. I mean, I got a son back home. He's 11, and a contract like this would change our lives. He's why I go so hard. You know, everybody are you your son's hero? My son's my hero. I mean, he is everything to me. And when I get tired or when I feel like I can't go anymore, I just look over and picture him looking at me. And you can't quit then. You got to remember who's watching. And in my head, he's always watching. Always watching.
I can't describe that any other way than a massive success.
Massive success. I don't know what else to say. Where did you get that from? Anyone would think you just heard us talking?
Maybe. Not gonna lie.
Don't you think it was good for the game though? Do you? We have people from right across the world, across the Atlantic, down in the Caribbean. We've had local people. We've had people from. I've been bumping into people from Oldham, from Warrington, from what a super occasion, and you know, the drama at the end with the game, that it wasn't bothering us, the win or loss situation. But you get to
lie, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was bothering him.
we let out a little owl at the end.
Oh, it doesn't matter. But
well done.
Half-time rolls. Were you throwing teacups in there? Because I think it were a bit of a culture shock to boys that first half. I didn't expect Brighouse to play so well.
Well, they've never experienced a game of any intensity, let alone this intensity. So boys throwing shapes, asking decisions of them defensively, and you know yourself within a team, if you've got one person who's a little bit off the pace or inexperienced, it can be difficult for everybody else around them. It's a bit like a woman driver. She's all right, but everyone else is in trouble.
Can you say that in this day and age?
Cut. But so we had a few woman drivers out there, but we fixed them up. They adapted well. I don't want to say, when I say we fixed them up, we give some advice, but they adapted well, and they showed their intelligence, and you know, together with their enthusiasm and total commitment to the cause, it was just refreshing. Everybody's left happy.
Whether it's power station, factory or stadium, covering installation or maintenance, Spec, the specialist power contractor to industry. Whether it's power station, factory or stadium, covering installation or maintenance, Spec, the specialist power contractor to industry.
Last part of the show, the first show back in 2017, and we're going back to Australia. Didn't make it for our final Christmas show. An interview we did with Tom Burgess in Australia. He's been a great friend of the show, and the Burgesses have been huge supporters of Rugby AM.
Big boy in there. I bet he put some size on over Christmas.
Yeah, they're so strong. Him and George are just ridiculous, mate. Absolutely ridiculous in gym. They've got all the records at South Sydney. All them great players over the years. I think Tom and George have got all the records in the gym.
It's funny, we've just been talking about junior development there, the last part, and I've been told by the England boys that when it comes to the bleep test, those two were two of the best as well. So not only are they massive and strong, they can shift and they can carry it, which is unheard of in Rugby League, really.
Do you think we'll ever see him back in the UK playing?
I hope so. So I heard somebody say, why don't Sam come over with Rusty and buy Bradford?
Yeah, I know Chris Hudson mentioned it. He said, he should come and buy Bradford, but who knows? Sam's got his own business interests.
That'd be awesome, that would be awesome.
That'd be
funny, that.
I would have thought it would be good to see him, obviously, now they're all having babies. Good luck to Sam, who's got a baby on the way in the next couple of days, and George as well. He's due just after my next one, so it's exciting time for Rugby League and all the boys.
Baby boom, next generation of kids right there.
That's right. So check this out. It's an interview with Tom Burgess. Coming up in the next few weeks on Rugby AM, we go to the Lions lunch and meet all the greats of Rugby League, the real legends. Jonesy, you're a Lion. How does that feel?
Yeah, I passed the criteria. It felt I was almost in tears last time I went. I got my tie.
Roger Millward.
Got from Roger Millward before he passed away, and just one of the most humbling experiences of my career. Absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to go back.
And another show, another special pre-season show. We go because the RFL get a lot of grief. We all know it. And we're going to meet Nigel Wood, Roger Draper, Mark Foster, and your Bezzy, Kevin Sinfield, and they're going to tell us all about the plans for the RFL this year and what they're hoping to achieve in 2017 and share it through Rugby AM with you, the fans.
Big quote, it's not the decisions, it's the divisions that causes the barriers. So whatever their plans are, I'm buying into it already.
So say, mate, it's going to be a great year for Rugby League if we all get on board together. Enjoy the chat with Tom Burgess. We'll see you next week as we, Rugby AM, meet the RFL. Souths is a great club. It's a couple of years now since you got the tattoo. And you won the Premier, you got your ring. Not many players ever get a ring, so you're in a very elite club. Do you think this season going forward, a bit of a disappointment last year, you got GI, yourself, your kid and Sammy. That's probably the lead, you know, it's an important group for the club. Do you think you've got the team around you to really take it on to a trophy this year?
I think sort of a lot of the keys to success, you know, when teams win the grand final is like, I mean, a lot of young players come through and perform well, and that's what happened in 2014. And I think this year we've recruited a lot of good young talent, and I think from what I've been hearing, they've been training really well. So I mean, it's just hopefully we can they can have really good years, and we'll just go from there really. And I think I'm just really excited about getting back in and getting back to training. I suppose it's what we do, it's what we love, and that's what we love to do in it.
Who do you miss the most out of all the lads, you know, that are back home that you don't get to see? If you had a wish list of 3 lads you could bring to see for a week in Oz, who would you be? 3 rugby lads who you miss? You've got with players.
Yeah, it's a tough one, that, mate. You put me on the spot.
Yeah, I'm putting you right on that spot.
I mean, I've got a lot of good mates at Bradford. I mean, I'm really good mate. I get on really well with Luke Gale.
Gailey,
yeah. I mean,
Gailey's funny.
I had some good times with him in my last couple of years at Bradford. I've come through the ranks.
So is Gailey getting a spot? That's what I'm saying. Gailey's getting a spot. Gailey, you've got a spot there, mate. Top 3.
Snozzer, Gale.
Snozzer.
I mean, James Donaldson, I came through ranks with him, and he's just a top lad.
Yeah.
And he's been one of them really underrated players. But he's had a few injuries, you know. But I think he'd do really well out here. I tried getting him out, but obviously he's stuck in with LKR, and hopefully he can get back up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's a sign of him though. He's a loyal lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's Cumbrian. That's what they're all like.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, I don't know. Third one, mate, you might have to get playing. Yeah.
What's that?
Get you over here somewhere.
Mate, my years are well gone now. What about Wagger?
Yeah.
Wagger would be funny. Imagine Wagger over here.
We just had a good catch up with Wagger, and you know, he's just one of them lads. Like, I don't know anyone who's got a bad word to say about him.
That's
you know,
it, innit?
He just hopefully you can get him back on the do provision this year.
Mate, you know what?
That was a big hit over.
Mate, I'll tell you what, right? We had. Give me your opinion. We blacked him up as JJB, and a couple of people like. I'm not going to name names. Said it wasn't funny and it was not in good taste. And we were like, it's probably funny. I'm black. Yeah. It's like it's funny. Yeah. But what do you think? Is that funny?
Yeah, I mean it's just having a laugh, aren't you?
That's
really?
it, exactly.
And it's
if anyone takes offence, I'm really sorry. There's no offence meant. And it's like but obviously I wouldn't offend anyone of any colour because you know I wouldn't do that. But
yeah, well, that's it. I think if people are taking offence, then you just need to chill out a little bit, you know. We're just a TV show, try to make
people laugh,
a bit of entertainment, talk a bit about rugby, and yeah, make a bit of people laugh as well.
I've got to ask you: have you met somebody and actually genuinely been a bit starstruck?
I think if I met Kanye, I might have been.
Kanye,
I was close to meeting him one time as well, but I mean, Russell, you know, he tends to put you. He's put us through to a few like really like sort of famous people like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, starstruck.
That was a big one. Yeah.
You met him?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What happened?
Said hello.
Cool guy.
Yeah. Cool guy. He just has all his mates with him.
Is it?
He's like the entourage. But
that'd be awesome.
But he just gets all his mates to like be his chef, and I got talking to his chef, who is his best mate. And then he introduced me to him at this Stevie Wonder concert.
If you could meet one person, who would it be? It can be a girl. If you really want to meet a girl, you can call it out now on the show and I'll try and get it to her. Can't say Beyonce because Jay-Z will go in on you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. Snake.
Snake?
I think I've got to go with Kanye. Still.
Kanye.
He's my idol.
I
love him.
If Kanye were turned around to you and says, look, Kim Kardashian, don't do it for me anymore. Tommy, I think I want to marry you.
Not like that.
No, we're gonna live together. We're gonna cuddle and spoon. We're not gonna obviously do anything.
On you.
But we're gonna be living together and we're gonna be bros.
Yeah.
Bromance.
I'd let him move in here.
Kanye, you've got a room.
Spare room, yeah, mate.
Not a problem. Easy down on Coogee Beach.
Yeah. You could see him on Coogee Beach, couldn't you?
100%, mate. 100%. He'll kill it, but mate, have a great time at wedding. We'll throw a few shapes. Mate, it's been so nice to see you.
We're gonna have a good weekend.
I've missed you. We're gonna have a great weekend. Going in from Australia with love. I'm Alex Simmons. It's been great.
One game more, he said, lifting his body from the ground, knowing too well he would never stop. This never stops, never ends, One game. Here, where throwing a ball isn't just a pass, it's a journey through 120 years of history. Here, a fixture is more than a game. It's a rivalry forged along ancient borders. Here, a song is more than support. It's the accumulated passion of generations of fans. A stadium is more than a ground. This cauldron is a place of worship, where all are welcome. Where rugby league is more than a sport, where there will be no final whistle, no season end, there will always be more. More to give, to share, to hand down. More countries to reach, a legacy to build upon. There will be more fans to entertain, moments that will last forever. Players to immortalise, rivalries settled. And legends to embrace. The world's greatest players, together, here. The 2021 Rugby League World Cup in England will be more than just a game. It will show rugby league for what it truly is. One game, together.
Whether it's a power station, factory or stadium, covering installation or maintenance, Spec, the specialist power contractor to industry.